Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Lake Union Herald broadcast. My name is Janine Lindor, and I am the Communication Director for Lake Region Conference, and I am here with my friend Zach. How's it going?
It's going great. Yeah, couldn't be better.
Yeah, I mean, weather-wise, couldn't be better. Everything couldn't be better. It's a toss-up. We have a glass half empty, glass half full kind of opinion going around today. There's so many things that have flipped, turned upside down since last night. Mm-hmm. How has it been for the Wisconsin Pathfinders over the course of the last 24 hours?
You know, it's disappointing to have to end a little bit early. I think on the other hand, we get it. There's been different storms throughout, and talking with some of the locals, it sounds like that's kind of typical for this time of year. So it's kind of an understood thing. Maybe we knew that, maybe we didn't, but I think a lot of people came into the situation not knowing that. And we're kind of done taking down the tarps and putting away the chairs and buttoning down the hatches, as it were. So I think people get it, but at the same time, it's too bad to miss out on Sabbath at Camporee.
It is. And for those of you who may not have known, right now we are experiencing a little twist and turn in the story of our Believe the Promise Camporee.
Yep.
Due to some weather concerns that will be taking place tomorrow afternoon, it's been advised for us to just kind of allow Camporee to find its full surface and full circle today. We're going to have the evening program and everything like that and go throughout the activities of the day, but tomorrow there's going to be a lot of adjustments. So we want you to make sure that you stay tuned to your local conference Facebook updates, anything that's going on the Believe the Promise Camporee app. You want to go there for constant updates. Tomorrow will be very, very light. In fact, a lot of the campers right now, like you said, are kind of like taking time to either pack up or get as much of the Believe the Promise experience as they can today.
Yeah, I think most of my campers or Pathfinders right now are out doing the last of their honors, their activities, getting the most out of the day. It sounds like it's going to be a power-packed evening tonight. Lots going on, but I think most of them will be heading out tomorrow morning, at least from our group. I don't know what the case is for other conferences.
Yeah, I was talking with the Lake Region camp out a couple minutes ago, and they said they're going to try to wrap things up. They're going to start packing things together little by little, but my prayer is that everybody just takes their time.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's a lot of clubs doing the same thing, calling their coach buses, calling any transportation for airlines, making sure that they can come in a little bit earlier if they need to. But tell me, how has it been for Wisconsin Pathfinders for the overall experience?
The overall experience has been very positive. My son earned 2 honors the last couple of days, so he's very excited about that. And I'm hearing similar things. We have lots of people in our group teaching honors. They're having a lot of fun. And then just overall the experience, the different activities, it's been positive from that standpoint.
That's good. Speaking of experiences, now I'm not sure if you can see, we have on our table here, now pins. Pin trading is an elite activity at Camporee. And if you ever look around, or if you've seen some videos, and we even have some people over to the side here who are actually trading pins and in the process of it, it's one of those things at Camporee that you have to partake in. It's not anything that's hard to do. You can start off simple. You can start off with just a couple of pins, but you want to make sure that you have at least a couple of pins. So right now I have with me the Lake Region pin and conference pin, and I also have the Lake Union pin. So we're going to just try to do a little bit of what happens around the grounds in little huddles. So, Zach, I have with me this beautiful Lake Region pin.
It is, yeah.
And would you happen to have anything that you would like to trade for it?
Well, it's a pretty big pin. It's got a little dangly kind of thing going on there, a little chain. So, I have something here. I don't know if you'd like it, but it's the Southeastern California Conference pin.
Nice.
There's a whole set of them, but this one slides to reveal the Believe the Promise logo. So it's kind of a cool one. I don't know. Would you be willing to?
I think I might be willing to trade that for that. That is probably a one-of-a-kind pin. Now, one of the other items that takes place during pin trading is, and now today, since it is kind of the wrap-up day, there's going to be a lot of sales on pins because now, Believe the Promise, by tomorrow night, even by tonight, these pins will be so special, so special. So, Zach, I think I'm willing to trade, and this is real, guys. We didn't make this up. I'm willing to trade you a Lake Region for a Southeastern California pin. Why, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. But there's so many different pins. Zach, I think you have some more.
I do, yeah. I have one here that's the Kansas-Nebraska Conference set. It's a spinner, but it's actually 5 pins, 4 of them that fit onto the spinning piece. So that's a pretty unique one.
Yeah.
And then I have this one. It's just one of a set, but the Gulf States Conference, they have some really cool dangles. This one has camels on it. And that's a really cool one to me. And sometimes you get a little sentimental value because I just spoke for the Gulf States Pathfinder Fair.
Nice.
So it's kind of fun to connect with their director and get this pin.
That's so cool. And what has been the experience for your clubs and your campers when it comes to just the activities? You said they've gotten to do some honors and everything like that. Has the experience for them been what they expected?
I think what they expected and maybe more, I mean, I think that there's been the case that there's been some crowdedness and sometimes some are harder to get into. But if you know which ones to look for, some of them aren't all that crowded. I know I have some who have been really interested in the blacksmithing honor. They've been either helping or participating in that. And so that's been a really fun one over here in one of the barns. I know there's some off-campus ones that have been less crowded. So you just kind of need to know where to look, or maybe have an in with someone who's teaching one, and then you kind of know where to go.
There's definitely a lot of variety. I went through the Advent Health experience yesterday. It is incredible. It's like you're going into a whole nother world. They have so many interactive AI type of experiences where you can learn how to do CPR. You can kind of do a virtual Advent Health employee experience. I saw Pastor Dinslow there yesterday. He was having a great time. But there's so many things going on. And I know that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to come to a Camporee. It happens only every 5 years. In between, we have our union Camporees and everything like that. But Camporee is one of a kind, and I know that this experience for some has been quite interesting. And we're going to hear so many stories today in our broadcast about people's journey to the Camporee, what they've experienced while at the Camporee. We're going to talk to so many individuals who have had a hand in making sure Believe the Promise happened for you. So we want to make sure that you stay tuned for so much more that we have in store for you. You don't want to miss it. Please share, like, and make sure you get this program to all your friends and family because they will not want to miss it. Hang on tight. We're going to switch to a video for you that you're going to want to see. Ugh.
You unveiled your plan from a burning fire. All our misery, our chains and our pleas. You stretched out your hand and you set us free. And when the enemies bear down on me, when the way to freedom is across the sea, that's when obeys your command. You make a way and I see dry land. Who you say you are, we believe. Oh, and what you say you'll do, we believe it too. 'Cause we can count on you. Oh, no need to doubt. Believe the promise is true.
Hey there, everyone. I'm Pastor Zach Payne, and I'm here with Pastor Craig Harris, who is the youth director for the Lake Union Conference. Pastor Harris, tell me a little bit about your experience so far here at Camporee.
Very good. I'm going to just correct just a little bit. I'm the Lake Union Youth Director during the Camporee.
That's right.
Pastor Ron is our Lake Union.
For Pathfinders.
For Pathfinders,
Ministries.
yes, very good.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah, so we've had a good week, haven't we? Right?
Yes.
And last night, I think several hundred people came forward for baptism.
Amen.
And then, we've kind of made a decision here that was a really hard decision to make, Zach, for continuing on the Camporee, because we had the storm Tuesday night. Mm-hmm. We fared pretty well in Lake Union.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
But not everyone was as lucky.
Not as everyone was as fortunate. I think the Midwest knows how to pitch tents pretty well.
Maybe.
So
Could be.
The Lake Union knows how to pitch tents, right? And but we made the decision that we would need to, for the safety of everybody, to close Camporee one day early, because we're going to have another storm coming through.
Yeah.
What was the winds that we were thinking that they're saying? I think it was...
I've definitely heard figures like 50s mile per hour, which we had 40s on Sunday 40, before everyone arrived, and that was pretty intense.
Yeah, right. So we can't really, the ground's not going to be able to take it very, very much more rain, but this next storm's coming in that about 4 o'clock on Sabbath. Yeah. That it comes through, and then there's expecting another storm to come through and another storm. So in order for us to be safe, do the safe thing to do is for us to close it early. We're going to have 2 meetings tonight. Yeah. And the baptisms will continue. And then we've got to have a plan. And like Wisconsin's got a plan, and Michigan's got a plan, Lake Region, of how we're going to exit. Friday, which is today. Some people are leaving. We have some folks that have some sickness in their clubs. They're going to get out. And then tomorrow, I think a majority of our people are leaving. And then Sunday, there'll be some Braves that'll brave through it. We may not ever get a storm. It's just 70% chance of where you and I are standing that there's going to be a storm coming through here. And it's worth evacuating before that comes. And then some will come on, we'll be leaving on Sunday. And then you and I will... We'll wrap things up on Monday and make sure everything is clean. We'll pick up every piece of paper all around.
Yeah, by the way, shout out to the A-Team who's
helping us clean up. Tell them what the A-Team does.
Yeah, A-Team has just been a wonderful blessing. I was part of A-Team several
Were you really?
Several years ago at
very
one of these
nice.
events.
Yeah, so, I can't say that.
So it's a unique experience where you come straight from being a camp staff to basically continue being a summer camp staff here and just doing all sorts of projects. And so we just want to give a shout out to those individuals who are really working hard behind the scenes. And they're going to be here until, like you said, Monday or Tuesday. Yeah,
I think they're here till Tuesday, but we'll leave our place when we have everything spick and span and everything's all clean. So very good. I don't know. I think we got a plan, right?
We do have a plan, yeah. I know one of the questions was, when are the gates opening up today to allow vehicle traffic back in?
The gates will be open at noon, or when the parade's all done. Okay. And it might be 11:30, 12 o'clock. So we'll have cars coming in, and they'll be packing up. Those who are going to be leaving today will be packing up. Some will be packing after the evening meeting tonight so that they can get out early in the morning. So it'll be congested for sure.
We'll have to manage that. Yeah.
But in the years past, with 55,000 people camping, we have evacuated Oshkosh. That's the only experience that I have in 4 hours. And so we're expecting the same thing here. We have more exits to go out here.
That's a blessing.
So I think that will, even though it'll be a lot of congestion, there's just going to be a lot of. We pray for a lot of patience. Yeah. Right? And not everybody's been the most patient this week. So, but we're thankful for it.
A double portion of the Spirit for that one.
That's exactly right. I tell people to put their patience hat on, put their Holy Spirit hat on, or whatever it might be, so we can get through it.
Amen.
So, very good.
All right. Well, thanks, Craig.
Yes.
Appreciate you coming on and telling us all about that.
My pleasure. Yeah, very good.
And I hope you enjoy the rest of your experience.
Yeah, Pathfinder strong.
Pathfinder strong.
TRC, it's just, we're family here, and Just the staff conversations, the staff getting together, it really just feels like a family environment, and just everybody here really feels loved.
Something special about camp. Well, honestly, I don't think I've met like a group of people that bring out the joy and bring out the energy in me as the people here at camp.
Charlie underlines at the beginning of every year that we need to grow close as a staff to where, because we are operating as a team and we are operating essentially as a family, and I really do find that sense of family here at camp, and then plus also with the campers, it's that connection and that the enjoyment of being around them is it's lots of fun.
So back whenever I came as a camper in 2011, I was going through a pretty rough time in my life, and the things that I needed to see, the things that I needed to hear, God was in all of them.
When I was a camper, I looked forward all year to coming to camp, and even as I drove into camp, I could just feel the presence of God, and it just kind of feels like a little piece of heaven, I'd like to describe.
Coming back as a staff member and just being part of the ministry work here, I've gotten closer with God.
And as I became staff, it's become even more special to me because I get to be here for a whole summer, and you're surrounded by God 24/7 with the people you work with, the campers that you interact with, camp council, campfire. You're just always surrounded by God, and because of that, I've grown in my relationship with God, and even this summer I was rebaptized, which is pretty exciting.
As people, we like instant gratification, and working at camp has allowed me to see instant gratification from showing my relationship with God, like showing the campers how my relationship with God.
Hello everyone and welcome back. We hope you enjoyed that inspiring video by some of our young adults. Right now I have the privilege of standing here with Dr. Ruth Horton, and she is one incredible educator. Dr. Ruth Horton, would you just introduce yourself to our audience?
Certainly. I am the Director of Education for the Lake Union Conference.
Awesome. And I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
And I'm also overseeing the NAD Education building, Energy Hall, themed the Creation Station.
Yes, the Creation Station. And it has been busy, hasn't it?
It has been teeming with activities. Yes.
Oh my gosh. About how many people have you seen go through the Creation Station?
As of yesterday's count, we have seen about 23,000.
23,000. That had to be incredible. Now, what did it take to make the Creation Station a reality at Believe the Promise Camporee?
Well, I'm glad you asked. It's been a 3-year planning process for us. We have had a task force that I have been working with diligently, faithful leaders, educational leaders from around the North American division. We have had associate directors of education, education directors, and educational superintendents, planning, strategizing, collaborating with CYE's leadership to make this a reality. We recognize that we are stronger together. It is something that Pastor Ron Whitehead drilled into my head at the Chosen Camporee, where we had over 33,000 persons come through Hangar C at Oshkosh at the Chosen Camporee. So we were energized, and we felt that if we are stronger together, why would we as an education entity not be here to collaborate with our Pathfinders and our youth and young adults and to join with them in this extraordinary event, recognizing that if we too believe the promise, we can together further God's mission here on earth.
That sounds wonderful. And I know the saying is teamwork makes the dream work.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure you've encountered so many teachers, so many students. And is there any message that you might have? And a lot of the schools will be starting or have started already, but they're going to be starting soon. And I know education worldwide, but especially for our North American division, for the Lake Union, is very important. Is there a message that you would like to offer to our audience about the importance of education and making sure that we invest in our schools?
Certainly, because we have that mission that Mrs. White has delineated in her book, Education, that education and redemption are one. It is the reason why we invest so much, because we recognize that what happens in our churches, in our pews, is tantamount to what happens in our schools. We are essentially endeavoring to accomplish the same work using a different audience. And as such, we encourage our parents, we encourage our churches, we encourage our constituents to understand and embrace the reality that Adventist Christian education has one simple goal, which is to prepare young people for life in heaven, importantly also life here on earth productively, and to represent Jesus while we wait for Jesus' return.
Thank you so much for helping our children grow in wisdom and stature and favor with God and man. Thank you so much, Dr. Horton. I know you have a busy, busy day. There's so many things still going on at the Creation Station. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. So thank you so much. And we're just going to watch another video right now. So stay tuned. We have much more on the Lake Union Herald broadcast.
Every new day, a community comes together, bound by faith, driven by a shared quest for spiritual growth, a journey that changes lives through encountering the Savior. Our faith in action propels us beyond the campus to serve, to love, to make a difference in the lives we touch. Guided by a compass of compassion and purpose, this is where hearts are open, truth is championed, and lives are changed. A sanctuary and training ground to deepen faith and share the gospel together. Discover a place where faith is cherished, nurtured, and empowered. Indiana Academy. Grow your faith. Discover a community.
Welcome back, everybody, and I'm joined here by, why don't you guys share your names with us?
Yeah, sure. My name is Marcos Morales, and I'm from the Pilsen Hispanic SDA.
Okay.
Ramiro Morales from the Pilsen Hispanic SDA.
And down here?
El Morales.
All right. From the same church. And guys, you're here with us to share about your ministry, Bridge the Gap. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, we actually had the honor to expose what we do in the youth conference this year, back in February. And we actually started this 5 years ago, right after the Camporee. We got bumped, because it only lasts a week. So we went back home and we're like, you know what? We should start doing something, something that will keep the fire going, have the youth excited about doing stuff, doing community service, reaching out to those who need, bridging that gap between the church, the community and the youth, and people of all ages. And, we started to bridge the gap.
That's really great. Yeah, if only Camporee could last longer, but that's the right mentality. We want to keep this good attitude going and the ministry that happens here going. I see that you're also wearing medals. Tell me about the medals you're wearing.
So this morning we ran the 5K. I believe last year you guys started, 5 years ago, it was the first 5K, if I'm not mistaken, or prior to that. But every time that we come, we always make sure that we go out for a run, especially if it's hosted by the Camporee. So it was a beautiful morning.
That's really cool. And it was good weather for it?
It was beautiful, yeah. Definitely beautiful.
Definitely, there was no rain, so we enjoyed it.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Hey, you guys are have an entrepreneurial spirit. What advice do you have for people who are watching who want to start their own ministry or that kind of thing?
Well, don't give up. Have faith. God will provide you. Ask for the guidance. At the beginning, we're like, okay, we got hit with COVID. We stopped. We were still doing it through Zoom. And we saw that during the process of, having COVID in our lives, part of our lives, we saw the necessity of the youth wanting to do outreach, wanting to go out there and, you know, expose what God has done in their lives. And it's just been a blessing.
That's really awesome. Hey, thanks for the inspiring words, telling us about your ministry, about
No problem,
the 5K. Blessings on the rest of your experience, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I want to ask first, my name's Riley.
Ron.
And so I want to ask, what does believe the promise mean to you?
Believe the promise means that God's told us the promise. He loves us unconditionally, no matter what we do, no matter what we say. He just loves us. The second thing, believe the promise means to me, is He's coming back for us. He's going to take us to the promised land, the real one, not the one on the earth that the Egyptians left. You know, Moses got them out of the Pharaoh, took them to the promised land. God's taking me to the promised land. I believe that promise.
I believe that too. Thanks. Also, is this like one of your first camporees, or have you been to one?
This camporee is my 7th camporee.
So
Yeah.
what would you rate this one?
This one's one of my favorites. Come
Yes,
on.
I love it. This
Even
is my
with the
first,
crazy
I love
weather
it.
and everything. I mean, I've got so many people all over the world. Activities, the nighttime program. I mean, wow.
What is one of your favorite activities that you've done?
Oh, activities? There's a NASCAR. I like cars, and so I had a lot of fun over there at the NASCAR.
That's cool.
I had a fun
I
time.
love that
Yeah.
one too. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I wonder who he is that he's been to all 7.
Greetings, Pathfinders. God is in the business of making the impossible possible. He created entire worlds and galaxies by speaking them into existence. He delivered the ancient Israelites from Pharaoh's army and parted the Red Sea. He shut the mouth of lions for the prophet Daniel. The God of the Bible is the same God today. He knows your struggles. He's aware of your needs. And most importantly, He wants you to embrace Him as your God too. We are told in Hebrews chapter 12, 1 and 2, that we are surrounded by a cloud of witnesses. We're encouraged to run the spiritual race before us. And how are we to do that? By looking to Jesus, the founder and finisher of our faith, who is seated at the right hand of the throne of God. Fellow Pathfinders, Jesus is here for you. He can do for us what we cannot do for ourselves. Believe in His Word. The stories are recorded for our encouragement. Know that what He has done in the past, He will do for us today. May God bless each of you at this year's Camporee.
Welcome back. Thank you so much, Riley, for that interview with Ron Whitehead, and thank you so much, Pastor Mitchell, for that welcome and that greeting. I have the honor of being here with 3 distinct gentlemen who had a very unique experience on their way to Gillette. And it's something that you really want to listen to and hear because their story is very special. I am here with some of the All Clear Pathfinders, and this is one story you do not want to miss. Thank you so much for joining us. Gentlemen, if you would introduce yourselves and just tell us a little bit about the story that you have for us.
I'm Jerry Edwards. I drive the bus for All Clear.
I'm Rob Beckermeyer, and I'm the church mechanic.
And I'm Samuel Bates, and I was the one that got broken down in the story.
Okay, so we have 3 unique perspectives on this story. And we talked a little bit before the program began, and even from recounting the experience, it still hits you right here because it's still
out onto the highway and we couldn't accelerate. And so we had to limp to Sioux Falls, and we had to stop, get it all checked out. And it turned out to be the high-pressure fuel pump and a number of other things that would probably cause the van not to go any farther. So we found a mechanic shop, and we waited for help.
Wow. And can I ask you, how long was it from your journey from beginning to get to Gillette to Sioux Falls when you broke down? About how long had you driven?
We had been driving for about 2 days at that point.
Wow.
Yeah, we had left Thursday morning, and this was actually midday on Friday is when we encountered this experience. And so kind of what had also happened is Rob was following us in a pickup truck pulling another U-Haul. The bus was pulling a trailer. And then we had another vehicle with that they were buying food and stuff for us, and they'd gone on ahead of us to plan for the next meal or whatever, and so they were too far to go back and get Taylor and his wife, and then so I suggested, well, why don't we send Rob back? And Rob had his family in the truck, and so we stopped at an exit. We were about 50 miles further west of what they were, so we sent him back by himself.
Wow.
Thinking no problem, they'll just pick him up and we'll go on. And then
Right. So, Rob, how did that make you feel? What was your reaction to that moment? Because now you're calling audibles along the way. So what happened when they contacted you?
So so I said, yeah, sure. If somebody's in need, I'm going to help them no matter what. So sent my wife and family with the Pathfinder bus, and they split off from me, and it was really hard seeing them taking off and going down the road, and I'm going the opposite direction because we do everything together. So I get going down into Sioux Falls. I get off I followed my phone GPS. I go down the exit, and it said like 5 to 7 miles away from the shop. So as I'm going down, everything's just going perfect, and all of a sudden, the truck just dies at a light.
Your truck dies out.
His truck. Yes.
So you're going to help someone, and along the way, your truck gives out.
Yes. So, so I immediately tried to start it. It didn't start. So I hopped out of the truck. There's a guy in front of me, and I'm in the hammer lane on this intersection. I said, "Hey man, I need some help. Can you pull along the side of the road?" And he says, "Can you pull me along the side of the road?" "Oh yeah, you got a strap?" "Yes, I got a strap. Just pull me." So he pulled me over to the side of the road, got me out of the intersection.
Wow.
So I thought immediately, I said, so how can I alleviate this situation? What would my wife do? Because she's the one that thinks a lot more than I do. And I said, oh, we got free towing. So I called the towing company up, and they said, we can't get out there until 9 o'clock. I'm like,
AM or PM?
PM.
This is like late afternoon.
2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
2:30, 3 o'clock, somewhere in there.
Yep.
So a duration of a long time of phone calls and getting frustrated and whatever. So I prayed in the truck. I said, God, I'm out of my sorts. I have no resources. How can you help me? Please help me. And I got out of the truck. I had this impression to hold my hand up and start, just pointing like this, like, wait a minute, please. And everybody just zooming past me like when going to Moses, when God told him to part the sea, everybody was fleeing away from me. And this guy, I seen him coming through the intersection, and he went way around me, and I started jumping up and down as best I could. And so the guy pulled over. His name's Jesse. And so he pulled over, and I asked him, I said, can you pull me to the shop really quick? I'm 1.7 miles. The tow truck cannot get here till 9 o'clock at night.
You were 1.7 miles away from Taylor?
Yes. Taylor and Miley.
And the tow truck wasn't going to come till 9 p.m.
Yep. Correct.
And they didn't even know if they would even tow his U-Haul as well that he was hauling.
Wow. So now Jesse's there. He gets to you.
He's got his son with him. So he goes, yes, I'll tow you. Do you know how to be towed? Yes, sir, I do. I've said I've done it many times with my dad. So let's hop in and let's just go. So he towed me to the shop, trailer and a big crew cab dually pickup truck full of stuff. So we went to the shop. We get to the shop, and I asked, when can you get to work on my truck? They said it's not going to be for a week and a half to 2 weeks. I said, dude, I need my truck. That ain't going to happen no matter what. I said, well, can I work on it in your yard on my truck? I'm a diesel mechanic. I've done this for a numerous amount of years. I said, no, it is not allowed. I'm like,
oh, wow.
Okay. So I came back out to talked over with Jesse, which I started calling him the angel, Jesse the angel.
Yeah, very much so.
So I asked him, I said, hey, well, how far is the rental car agency? He goes, the airport. They're the only ones that are open up right now. And so he took us to the airport. Taylor, Miley, and I took us into the back of his big truck, took us to the airport. I've rented from Hertz, I've rented from Enterprise. And they said that because I am out of town, I have an out-of-state driver's license, they absolutely will not rent to me unless I have a major credit card.
So question, while all of this is happening, Taylor, you are experiencing a high and a kind of interesting time because you have a new family, a bride with you.
Yeah.
And what were you guys thinking as this was going on?
Well, we were just kind of stuck, so we were just running by the seat of our pants, I guess, waiting for everything to fall into line.
And had all of you been in contact during the time of making sure things were going on?
The bus was still continuing because we were already behind schedule. We had reservations at Wind Cave National Park, which is an hour south of Rapid City. And that's 350 miles further west than what Sioux Falls is.
Wow, so when Jesse finally got to you, what was that experience like? Sure that you guys were okay no matter what.
Yep. He stayed at the thing with us. There's a little bit I'm going to add. So on the bus, as soon as they had heard me break down, one of our leaders in our Pathfinder group got up, and while the bus is going down the road, says, "Rob broke down. Everybody break into groups of 4 and pray to God. Pray to Him that He helps Rob and Taylor and Miley out." So, anyways, trying to make this long story short, what happened is I sat down, I was kind of discouraged at the airport. I'm sitting on one of those belt things for the luggage. And Jesse sat down beside me and goes, "Rob, I'm going to help you out. God has really helped me out in my business, in my life. So I'm going to help you out. I'm going to give you $1,000. And I'm like, wow. Jesse, no, you can't. You can't. God will take care of me. No, you're going to take this money. You got Venmo? No, I don't have Venmo, but I do have Cash App. Okay, I'm sending it to you right now.
Incredible. There are so many stories, and like I was mentioning before, there are so many stories that have come about of people traveling to Gillette, but there's only one story that's going to be unique to you for your entire life. It's almost as if saying, believe the promise along the way, not just when you get to the grounds.
Right.
You have to believe the promise as you make your way to the Camporee. And the fact that the Pathfinders on the bus started praying, not knowing how it was going to work out, not knowing when it was going to work out, but God brought you here for a reason and a purpose, if just to tell this story to our audience.
Yes.
And we are so grateful for your lives. We're so grateful for your safety. But most of all, we're important that you have a story and a testimony that you believe the promise, so much so that God sent a guardian angel in the form of Jesse and his son to make sure that you guys made it here so much safely.
He even pulled the trailer the next morning for free on his own time. He hauled our trailer all the way from Sioux Falls to where we were camping at Wind Cave.
And then to tow the truck, he had AAA and got the truck towed from that shop to Jesse's shop for free. So
That's
God,
amazing.
Every step of the way, God has led us and guided us and protected us.
That's amazing. I think those are some key words, every step of the way.
It was.
So every time, our audience, every time you have an encounter that seems impossible, you heard it here first. You heard it from their mouths. God will lead you every step of the way. No need to worry. No need to fear. You always have God to look out for you. Thank you guys so much for sharing your story. We hope you travel back home safely when you do, and you continue to have blessed adventures along the way. Stay tuned for some more videos from our Lake Union Herald.
The Wisconsin Conference has a rich legacy of Pathfinder's ministry, a church program committed to cultivating the potential of young individuals in the area of personal and spiritual development, service, and leadership. Thanks to the Pathfinders program, our young people are empowered to discover and develop their potential in ways that make us all proud. They learn to love God and His church and have a closer relationship with Him through Bible study, prayer, worship, and other spiritual disciplines. Have a healthy lifestyle in tune with God's desire for all of us, developing their minds and body harmoniously. Discover their potential, explore their interests, and make new lifelong friends. Use their spiritual gifts to benefit others, making a difference. Our clubs have been engaged in many activities and projects, including camping, training events, community service, conservation efforts, and impactful mission projects locally and abroad. Our youth are tasked with being the hands and feet of Jesus, bringing hope to those in need. God needs Pathfinders as modern Waldensians in Wisconsin. Children and youth of faith, courage, and action. They and the entire church have the privilege and duty to continue the spirit and ministry of reformers, allowing the Holy Spirit to purify them and enable them to use their spiritual gifts to accomplish God's plans of salvation for those who accept it. I want to take a moment to express my deep appreciation for our Pathfinders leaders, staff, parents, and local church leaders. Their unwavering dedication and hard work are the backbone of our program, and we are truly grateful for their commitment to providing a safe and nurturing environment for our children and youth. They truly accomplish what Proverbs 22 verse 6 says, "Train up a child in a way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." Finally, I praise God for our Pathfinders across the state. They are dear to us and special to God. We love them, and we do our best to see them in God's kingdom on earth and in heaven.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. Joining me right now is Matt House. He is the writer of the official theme song for Believe the Promise. Matt, thanks for being on the show. And tell us a little bit about how, what inspired you to write the lyrics the way you did.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting story. I've written some music in the past. I've always been involved in music, but never really been a lyricist or anything like that. So, but I heard about this contest for the theme song and kind of toyed with the idea of putting in a submission, but never really kind of got around to it. And then one night, middle of the night, I was lying in bed and I kind of woke up from a dead sleep actually about like 1 a.m. and I just had this chorus running in my head, which is the Believe the Promise chorus. And normally I just kind of think, oh, that's neat, and go back to sleep. But this time I thought, this is pretty cool. I think I want to hum this into my phone, get a recording and write down the words. So I did that. And then once I did that, I was kind of awake, so I stayed up and I wrote, I think, the first verse that night, and then kind of, went back to bed. But that's kind of how it started. So
that's really cool. The lyrics, who you say you are, we believe. It's just, I think it's an inspirational one. Of course, it's buzzing in my head all the time because it's a total banger. But are there some kind of personal touches to that, like from maybe your personal walk?
Oh, absolutely. I think I'm kind of an empirical thinker, and so doubt in my faith journey has been something in the past that I've had to deal with, and so, but it's also something that God pulls me away from just with kind of like experiences with him. And music is one of the huge ways that I experience worship and that I feel God's presence. And so that no need to doubt, no, that's kind of like me, been my experience, like as far as that. So.
That's really cool. So it's personal as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're telling that doubt, get out of here.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Tell me a little bit about the process from, because I've been there before, the original humming onto your voice notes or whatever, and then to, the production side of it.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you go to kind of produce the song?
Yeah, so found a really good producer. I kind of met him actually through a friend, but the original submission was just me playing the keyboard and singing. They wanted a really kind of dialed back, just raw submission. So that's all it started with. But I found a good producer in the Indianapolis area. Sent him my video and said, hey, would you be able to help us out with this? And so kind of just went from there. I spent a lot of time in the studio with him, recording as well as just kind of, putting down some of the keys tracks and everything else. So I got to be involved, which was really awesome. So
that's really cool.
Yeah.
How's it feel to have 60,000 people singing along to the song that you wrote? What's that doing in your head?
Yeah, it's unreal. Like it kind of makes me laugh because it's like I feel like God gave me this opportunity and this experience. So it kind of just, like so many times we try to kind of go out and do things on our own because we think we can like achieve stuff, but it's when we kind of just sit back and submit and let God bring us opportunities and stuff that things like this happen that we couldn't have done on our own. So it's really incredible. And to hear some people say that the song spoke to them. I've had some people tell me that just like, kind of makes me tear up sometimes to know that God saw me fit enough to be His tool, I guess. So.
Well, that's really, really very cool. And what advice do you have for maybe like a young artist or songwriter who's like, maybe thinking this talent seems insignificant, but, when used in the right way, could impact lots of people?
Yeah, man, I think for me, it's different for everybody. But for me, when I carve out time and sit down and try to write music, a lot of times that's when it's not that memorable. But when I'm experiencing something in my life, like some hardship, some struggles, we have a 4-year-old daughter with special needs. She has a rare brain disease. So when I'm kind of going through some of these trials, my wife and I feel like those are the moments when God almost like puts music in my heart or in my mind. And so I think just kind of letting your experiences and your, either struggles or your joys, even kind of letting the music flow through that and come to you through that rather than just trying to, use your brain to write it on the spot. So.
All right. Well, thanks, Matt, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I hope you tune into the song Believe the Promise.
Our school, Wisconsin Academy, a school focused on passion, education, community, and Christ. A place to write our story. What defines our campus is the love we have for the things we do. We express that love through the notes, melodies, and the beat. The song that fuels our soul, pushing us to want more. Aiming for success through music, textbooks, projects. Walking from class to class in search of knowledge and wisdom. Thinking outside of the box instead of accepting defeat. Working as a team to accomplish our goals. Demonstrating good sportsmanship regardless of the outcome. Working hard today to ensure a better tomorrow. Becoming leaders for our school, our future, our generation. Spiritually growing each and every day, learning to rely on God no matter the circumstances, strengthening our faith to achieve a pure and genuine relationship with our Creator, being a light to the world in times of darkness. That is who we are. One school, one family, one God. Wisconsin Academy, fit to serve.
Thank you, Wisconsin Academy, for that wonderful video. We are so privileged to have with us one of the very cast members from our evening programs. And I know that Zach just interviewed our songwriter, and I just wanted to go with some of the lyrics because it's been ringing true throughout our whole program. You say who you are, we believe, and what you say you'll do, we believe, because we can count on you, no need to doubt. Believe the promise is true. And I think that rings true with everything that's been going on. I'm here with Ian, one of our cast members from the Believe the Promise program. So Ian, how has the experience been for you behind the scenes for the Camporee?
So behind the scenes, it's been a true privilege. I, as a Pathfinder, went to the Forever Faithful Pathfinder Camporee. And I remember sitting in the chair, like in front of the stage. I was like 10 years old, and I was just dreaming for the opportunity to be an actor for this. And then fast forward to now, I have the opportunity to be an actor, and it's been a truly blessing-filled experience. And yeah, it's been really fun getting to know other people like my age that have also been chosen to be an actor, and there's just our cast is full of a bunch of genuine, godly people, and it's just been a blessing to be part of.
That's awesome. Now, I'm smiling so hard because I love musicals. I love musicals. So I know there's a lot of music, a lot of probably rehearsing a lot of script memorization. So tell me about the casting process. How did you get cast to be a part of the play and the production for the Camporee?
So I was working at Camp Ensemble in Michigan as a counselor, camp counselor, and like rock climbing instructor and stuff. And Heidi Littell, one of the co-directors, she came to our camp, and she was getting a bunch of people to sign up to audition for the roles. And I love acting. Mm-hmm. I act at summer camp all the time when we do plays and stuff. And so I was like, oh, why not? I guess I'll do it. This is my chance to.
I was about to say, this is your chance. This is my chance
to fulfill my dream. So I signed up and I auditioned, and to be honest, I don't think my audition was very good.
But you're here. You made it.
But I made it, and I got an email last October. I had a second audition, and then I got casted, and I think a couple months later, I got all my roles, and then they started coming out with the scripts and all the songs I had to memorize, and it was a lot. But
so the process just got going right away.
Oh, yeah.
So how long have you all been rehearsing for the production?
So individually, we had the scripts mailed to us in December. Or a digital copy through email in December. And so we've
last year?
Yes, last year. So we've been practicing for about 6 months individually. But in July, we went down to Andrews University, and we've been practicing there for, I want to say 2 weeks there, or maybe 3 weeks there, and then 1 week here last week.
the call goes out, all right, everybody go out on stage. What does that feel like to you?
So, me, I've done like play productions for like maybe 200 people at a time, but nothing with like 60,000
Right.
Pathfinders. And so, we do this cool thing right before we go out where we huddle up and we pray that God is going to lead us and God is going to use us. And then we put our hands in, and our motto, like before we go out each night, we say, "To God be the glory."
Awesome.
And so as soon as we do that, we're so hyped up and we're like, let's do this. God's going to lead. And then going up with all the cast members onto the stage, it's just like, it makes me feel really cool. Like I'm with these people and we're going to be examples for Jesus. And so it's just really amazing.
That's incredible. I love that you guys kind of get into a little huddle. You guys pray, but you also give each other a very positive affirmation that allows you to just pray, ask God for additional help, because you never know what happens. You never know what's going to happen, but you want everything to go well. Do you ever take a moment just to scan the audience a little bit just to see some reactions?
There are some moments that I look out, but I can't stare too long because then I start forgetting my lines and whatnot. But I try to see. I like for last night during the parts when like Moses and Zipporah were together, and then Lemuel and Miriam. There are like some audience like clapping and stuff, and we heard it backstage, and we're like, "Yo, that's crazy!" Like,
right, they got it.
Hearing it.
Yeah, it had to be incredible. Thank you so much, Ian. We appreciate it. We know you have a lot of rehearsing to still do, so we don't want to hold you back. But we are so grateful that you have come here with us to give us a little bit of behind the scenes. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching, and stay tuned. We have a few more videos left to come and more broadcasts from our Lake Union Herald.
The life God wants for all of us is one of freedom, fulfillment, and purpose. As our Creator, His desire for your whole life is not just measured in years, but also in meaning. No matter where you're born or your life circumstances, God invites you on a journey of destiny so you can hear for yourself the promise spoken to Moses when God said, "Go, I will be with you." The purpose of Believe the Promise Camporee is to ignite a generation of young people to respond in faith to God's love, to inspire young and old alike to have confidence that God will lead each of us into a life of promise.
Hi, my name is Adalia, and we are all here from the Indiana Conference, and we're super happy to be here at Gillette.
My favorite promise is that Jesus says that He wants us to trust in Him and be faithful.
My name's Millicent, and my favorite Bible promise is Jesus is going to come back again.
My name's Autumn, and camp has been wet but fun.
Hey, I'm Tegan, and we're from the Papa Harvesters Pathfinder Club from Papa, Michigan.
So far, Camporee has been a really great experience, and getting to meet new people from around the world in different clubs has been a really great experience so far as well.
One of my favorite Bible promises of all time is found in Jeremiah 29:11, and it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. They're plans for good and not for evil, plans to give you a hope and a future." And I feel like this Camporee has really started to show us with all the people we've met and the places we've been able to go to.
I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of been wet, but you know, it's been pretty fun still, and nevertheless, believe the promise.
Hello, my name is Olivia High, and I'm from the Urbandale Campers,
in Michigan. And my favorite Bible promise is that Jesus will always return. Believe the promise.
Hi, my name is Rebecca, and I'm from the Grand Rapids Rangers. And my favorite Bible promise is from around Psalms 91, verse 11. And it basically just talks about how God will always keep his angels with us to protect us in everything that we are in, every situation, especially when we had a storm. And we always got to remember in that time that God was with us and he kept protection with us. And so that's my favorite Bible promise. Believe the promise.
Hi, I'm Gabby and this is Sonia. We're from Dinosaur Detectives, and my favorite Bible promise is that God is coming back and he's going to save us. And that's from John 14, verse 1-3. So let's believe the promise.
Hi, I'm Martha, and I'm from the Urbandale Campers in the Michigan Conference. My favorite Bible promise is Isaiah 41:10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Believe the promise.
My name is Madison, and my favorite Bible story is Noah and the Ark. Because Noah believed that God would protect him if he followed his word, and whatever he would do, that would kind of fulfill. And the reason that literally after the flood, there was a rainbow, and that was God's promise.
Believe the promise.
Yeah. It's actually part of it. Okay, rolling intro. Is it Eau Claire Critters?
We're near Berrien Springs.
Okay. Hey, I'm here with some of the Eau Claire Critters Pathfinders. Hey, tell me a little bit about your experience this week.
Honestly, it's been really fun. Pretty chilly, but nothing compared to Michigan.
It's pretty amazing. I did a bunch of stuff, played soul pitch, softball, and kickball, and I think it's gonna be great. But they are cutting it off short, so I'm kind of sad.
Very good.
I really liked the activities. I was kind of bummed not getting to see the play the first night. I've gotten to do a couple honors, and I really like the evening programs.
That's really great. Thanks for sharing with us, guys. We have some more people who are going to come on in and share their experiences. Why don't you guys tell us your names and then just how you enjoyed. All right, we're here with. Tell us your name.
Devin.
All right, Devin. How did you enjoy the event?
I liked it. It's a fun event, so.
Yeah. What are some of the things that you specifically enjoyed?
Well, right now, the only thing I've really done is pin trading.
Okay.
Hoping to do more sports.
Very good. We got to cram that into today. And what's your name? And tell us what you've enjoyed about this Camporee.
My name is Nolan, and I liked that the play is it's very nice. I like that the actors did a great job, and it's very unique. And the singing is very good. And I like the pin trading. It's very fun. We get to see new countries, and with all their pins. It's very nice.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing, guys. Looks like we got some other friends to come share.
Pathfinders, I'm Deshawn from the Forest Lake Pathfinder Club in Florida. I am very excited to be attending Believe the Promise Camporee in Gillette and to hang out with 60,000 of my closest Pathfinder friends. But before we get to Wyoming, I'm actually on one of the coolest assignments ever. I was invited by our Camporee anchor sponsor, Advent Health, to go on a quest to discover what it means to live a life of promise. Each night at Camporee, you'll get the chance to see on the main stage what I discovered. So don't be late to the evening program. I cannot wait to share more with you. I'll see you in Gillette.
We hope you enjoyed that commercial from Advent Health, one of our major sponsors for our Camporee. Zach, this has been a fast-paced, fun-filled, adventure-filled, highlighting story-filled broadcast for our Lake Union Herald. Now, I don't know about you, but things are happening. People, they have said that today is one of the last days, the last day of Camporee full-fledged, and people are still moving around. They're doing what they have to do. They're going to activities. Drum and drill is still going on. People are still doing their thing. Now, I don't know about you, but what are your clubs doing today? What's their plan for today?
Oh, definitely collecting some more honors if possible. I know there's some activities they really enjoyed. The maze. Everyone, like I said, enjoyed blacksmithing. That's a really big one for Wisconsinites. They're looking forward to the mega program tonight. So
awesome. And as we just heard from Ian, one of the cast members, they are still rehearsing, still practicing, because they are believing the promise that they will perform tonight.
Amen.
They will perform. And I've talked to some club members, and they've said that, hey, we're going to be packing things up, but we're still going to be active. We're going to take our time. And we want everyone to know there are many different clubs out there still enjoying themselves. So many kids out there. I talked to one Pathfinder, young Pathfinder. He said, I'm having a great time. I'm tired, but I'm having a great time. So it's amazing to see that they are resilient. Kids are very resilient. No matter what has happened over the last couple days, they are resilient and they're enjoying themselves.
They are. Yeah, and I think we can all relate to the tired thing, but you know what? It's an experience, and we're all going to have a really fun story to tell when we get home.
For sure. Camporee is all things happy, all things exciting, all things adventurous. Yeah. I know everybody's going to feel even more tired after, because I think we're all working on a little bit of adrenaline.
Sure.
A little bit of adrenaline right now. And we want you to know that our broadcast has been so enjoyable, but we have not done it all by ourselves. We are just a couple people who are in front just to welcome our audience to our experience here at the Camporee, but there are so many people behind the camera who have helped to make this happen. And little by little, we're going to ask them to come up, and just so we can give our send-off to you. But today's activities are still going on. We're making sure that everyone is safe, and we're making sure that everyone is prayed up as they continue their Believe the Promise journey. So as our production team and our fearless leader, Debbie Michelle, the communication director for Lake Union, we have been here in the trenches. We have people who are still working behind, because we can't totally leave the stage without the broadcast going on. So we just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for making sure that the Lake Union Herald continued. We're not only in print, we are a visual live streaming production, and we appreciate your prayers. We are so grateful that you have joined us along our journey as we shared with you how to believe the promise at the Gillette Camporee in Wyoming. Thank you so much for watching. Continue to support our Lake Union Herald. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.